Welcome to The Lost Tactician, where we uncover the forgotten strategies, innovations, and endurance that shaped history. Today, we're stepping away from the battlefield to explore a different kind of conquest, the Roman mastery of comfort itself. Imagine, if you will, a world without central heating, where winter nights meant huddling around smoky fires, wrapping yourself in every scrap of fabric you owned, and still shivering until dawn. Now picture this. Nearly 2,000 years ago, Roman citizens reclined in togas on heated marble floors, their bodies enveloped in gentle, consistent warmth that rose silently from beneath their feet and radiated from their walls. No choking smoke, no dying embers at midnight, just pure, luxurious heat that lasted through the darkest hours. The Romans didn't just build an empire through military might, they engineered a quality of life so advanced that it wouldn't be matched for over a millennium. This is the story of the Hipparchus, the ancient world's greatest heating innovation, and how it created a level of nighttime comfort that vanished with Rome itself. Before the Hipparchus, heating a home meant constant compromise. Open hearths and braziers filled rooms with acrid smoke, their flames casting dancing shadows while leaving corners freezing and floors ice cold. Every night was a choice between suffocating warmth near the fire or bone-chilling cold just steps away. The wealthy might afford more firewood, larger hearths, or thicker tapestries, but the fundamental problem remained unsolved across every ancient civilization. Then the Romans achieved something truly revolutionary. By the 1st century BCE, they had perfected a heating system that transformed winter from an ordeal into a season of comfort. The Hipparchus didn't just warm a space, it fundamentally altered how people lived, slept, and socialized during cold months. For the Roman elite, freezing nights became a distant memory, replaced by a warmth so reliable and pleasant that it became essential to their identity as the world's most advanced civilization. The genius of the Hipparchus lay in its elegant simplicity. Picture a building's foundation, but instead of solid ground beneath the floor, imagine a vast network of brick pillars, hundreds of them called pilae, standing about 2 feet tall and creating a hollow chamber beneath every room. At the building's edge, slaves tended a roaring furnace called the praefurnium, feeding it wood and charcoal to maintain temperatures exceeding 400 degrees Celsius. Hot air and smoke from this furnace didn't escape upward, but instead flowed horizontally into the suspended floor cavity, rushing between the pilae like invisible rivers of heat. Above this inferno, builders laid thick tiles, concrete, and decorative mosaics, materials chosen specifically for their thermal properties. This dense stone mass absorbed the intense heat rising from below, transforming raw furnace temperatures into gentle, radiant warmth. The floor became, in essence, a massive storage battery, releasing heat slowly and steadily for hours after the flames diminished. But the Romans didn't stop there. In their most sophisticated installations, they embedded hollow clay tiles called tubuli inside the walls themselves, creating vertical channels that allowed hot air to rise through the structure. This meant warmth didn't just emanate from below, it surrounded occupants completely, turning entire rooms into perfectly temperature-controlled sanctuaries. When we think of Roman Hipparchus, our minds immediately conjure the grand public bathhouses, the thermae, where citizens gathered to bathe, socialize, and conduct business. These architectural marvels, like the baths of Caracalla in Rome, used Hipparchus to create a progression from cold plunges to tepid pools to scalding hot rooms, each maintained at precise temperatures. But the technology extended far beyond public spaces. Wealthy Romans installed Hipparchus in their private villas, particularly in colder provinces like Britannia, where Italian immigrants struggled with harsh northern winters. Archaeological excavations at sites like Pompeii's House of the Faun reveal intricate Hipparchus networks heating bedrooms and winter dining rooms. At Hadrian's villa outside Rome, the emperor's personal retreat featured Hipparchus throughout, ensuring his comfort whether entertaining guests or sleeping through December nights. Even military commanders recognized the strategic value of warmth. Excavations at frontier forts along Hadrian's Wall have uncovered Hipparchus-heated officers' quarters and bathhouses, providing Roman soldiers stationed in Britain's brutal cold with a taste of Mediterranean comfort thousands of miles from home. Installing and operating a hypocaust required staggering resources. Construction demanded skilled engineers, massive quantities of materials, and complex architectural planning. The ongoing operation was even more demanding. Slaves worked in brutal conditions, stoking furnaces throughout the night, their bodies bathed in sweat, while those above slept in climate-controlled luxury. The cost, in wood or charcoal alone, made continuous heating prohibitively expensive for anyone below the elite classes. This created a stark divide in Roman society. While wealthy patricians enjoyed smoke-free warmth in every season, the vast majority of Romans still huddled around simple braziers and open fires, their homes drafty and cold. Public bathhouses partially democratized this comfort, allowing common citizens to experience hipparchus heating for a small entrance fee, but they returned each night to unheated apartments. This technological gap reinforced social hierarchies and became a powerful symbol of Roman sophistication. When foreign dignitaries visited heated villas or bathed in thermae, they witnessed firsthand the empire's engineering supremacy, a form of soft power as effective as legions in demonstrating Roman superiority. When Rome fell in the 5th century, the knowledge required to build and maintain hypocausts largely disappeared from Western Europe. The complex supply chains, skilled labor, and stable wealth needed to operate these systems evaporated amid political chaos and economic collapse. For nearly 1,000 years, Europeans returned to heating methods their ancestors had used millennia earlier. The occasional monastery might experiment with underfloor heating, but nothing approached Roman sophistication until the modern era. It wasn't until the Industrial Revolution brought new materials and energy sources that humanity truly rediscovered radiant heating principles. Today's hydronic underfloor heating systems use hot water rather than furnace smoke, but they operate on the same fundamental concept the Romans perfected 2,000 years ago, warming the mass beneath your feet and allowing that heat to radiate upward naturally and efficiently. The Roman hipparchus reminds us that progress isn't linear. Sometimes humanity achieves something extraordinary, then loses it for centuries. The Romans understood that survival isn't just about enduring hardship, it's about engineering solutions that transform existence itself. They didn't accept cold as inevitable. They conquered it with intelligence and determination. That tactical mindset, whether applied to battlefield strategy or domestic comfort, defines true resilience. If you found this journey into ancient engineering as fascinating as we did, hit that like button, share this video with fellow history enthusiasts, and subscribe to The Lost Tactician. We're constantly unearthing the forgotten innovations, survival tactics, and strategic brilliance that shaped our world. Because understanding how our ancestors thrived, not just survived, teaches us everything about human potential.